Hi, my name is ZJ Massa, and this is a secret stream. I'm not telling anybody, and you don't tell anybody either. So secret, I didn't do the lighting on myself, so I've got like a sunburst on my camera. Half in shadow. So if you want to know what I'm doing, is I'm capturing some footage because I'm editing my own review
keeps getting thicker.
of Tears of the Kingdom. I just need some extra footage.
We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here?
Zelda. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Still favoring Breath of the Wild to the Tears of the Kingdom after finishing it? Yeah.
People have been falling ill after coming into contact with the gloom drifting through these caverns. Though here it seems almost misty and not concentrated enough to harm us. We'll keep going, with it coming up from beneath Hyrule Castle. We do not know what waits below, so we need to be ready for anything. But I know I'll be okay with you, Link. Let's go solve this mystery.
Glowing. Huh? Link. Hey, it's not Sunday? Yeah, you're right. This is secret. Don't tell anybody. The Master Sword. It must be sensing something. I knew we had reason for concern. Ever since the end of the calamity, the castle has fallen into neglect. EJ's on Australian time tonight. Damn right. Good day, mate. But I never could have imagined anything like these tunnels were hiding here. We must be careful as we move deeper. I do like Zelda's haircut in this game. I'll make sure to add that into my review. Link, look here. These are ruins from an ancient civilization. Wait, something is written here. Might these ruins be from the Zonai? Oh, look at this. These carvings. I'm sure they're Zonai in origin. I've seen designs like this in my studies. The Zonai are said to have lived long ago, in the time of earliest legend. They possessed godlike powers and had a prosperous civilization in the sky. Many history books tell us about the Zonai, but none give us the full picture. Much is still unknown about them. I'm hoping the team that did Link's Awakening is working on another Zelda project. Isn't that like Grezzo? They did the 3DS ports of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Yeah, I think they should do more things like that. It'd be cool if they did an original game. You know, take all of what they learned and make an original game. Is this what the Zonai looked like? They seem so different from us. Such large ears. How did the ruins from a civilization in the sky end up here beneath the castle? It looks like the path ahead goes even deeper. Let's continue, Link. So this is the next quest in the game after you beat it on Sunday. Yeah, I'm just capturing some footage because I'm doing a review of this game based on the podcast that we recorded, and I'm editing the video, and I need some more footage. I wish I could make EJ laugh with a Zelda pun, but I don't want to try and force it.
It was a conflict between allied tribes and someone only referred to as the
How many
Demon King.
rupees are needed before you have FU money?
Is it possible? Do these murals depict the same legend? This is similar to the statues we saw earlier. A Zonai. And these figures look like Hylians. This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens. It is said that my ancestors
I do feel like this
were the first
opening
to
drags on a second run compared to Breath of the Wild. I don't know. There's something I really find appealing about this opening. Obviously, Breath of the Wild, like, totally just pushes you right into it. Like, what you, like, you know, come out of the resurrection tomb and then you see that overlook of majesty and you're just like, oh, yeah, we're starting this. This is not that, but I don't know. I kind of like the ambience of it.
What I've read during my studies. And then this. It shows the Demon King. And a fierce battle against him.
I have Matei syndrome and want to get to the game before the cutscenes get thrown at me. I understand. I don't know. I like this whole sequence. It's creepy. It's weird. I'm gonna show you my favorite moment, like, in the entire game, and it's, like, really subtle. It's coming up right now.
This is a huge discovery.
This right here. She's going for her little camera, and Link just grabs that torch. I don't know, there's something, like, really intimate about that scene. Where he's just like, I understand what you want before you even want it.
Looks like the rest of the murals are obscured. Just what is this place? Maybe we'll find more answers.
It's like a rare little personality in Link. Definitely, Link is such a great protector of Zelda. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. In these games, like, their relationship is really interesting. Because he's definitely her, like, soldier, her protector. And you feel that with every, like, interaction. You know, Zelda is her own little badass herself, and not in a girl boss way. And she did battle Ganon for like 100 years or whatever. What is this place? Let's continue, Link. But we must be extremely careful. Okay. If this were made by another company, they would force some obnoxious romance between them. Yeah, I mean, I think they do have a sort of romance, but it's not as overt. And I think that's cool. Like, this whole sequence, like, it fucks, doesn't it? Like, Ganon, the mummy waking up. Like, come on. And then here's Link being the eternal protector. Yeah, this is incredible. The hearts going away is great. Yeah, it just... This, I think the beginning of this game and the end of this game are some of the best in all of Zelda. But then the rest of the game is like... Okay, it's a lot of stuff. But I don't know if it, in total makes a good game to me. Almost like a Metroid intro, yes.
How do you know our names?
Where Samus, like, trips over something and loses all of her powers. And you kind of have to, because this is a direct sequel, right? The upheaval. Then he falls. And this is brilliant symmetry with the ending, of course. Ghost hand. It's bloated, but it's bloated for sure. That dissuades me from replaying it. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I'm pretty excited for the Elden Ring DLC, though. Can't wait. So, who took off his clothes? Who did it? It was Rauru. He took off his clothes. He's always doing that. You fall asleep with anybody named Rauru in the Zelda series, they'll take off your clothes. It's true.
Link, finally you wake. I've heard a great deal about you from Zelda. Your wounds were severe. I am relieved to see you escape death.
Or is the Bill Cosby of
Not
Hyrule?
saving it. I had to replace it, lest the injury endanger you further.
Oh no, the Master Sword. Oh, it's pretty interesting. I didn't realize that they like added a strap to him. Like he put it on his back. And look, there's like a little. You can see, like there's like a little like handkerchief that he put it. That he like made a ghetto sheath for it. It happened instantaneously. Archaic legware. I enjoyed the raids a lot in this game. I wish there were more of them. Well, yeah, I don't think I even interacted with those that system. I think there's a lot of stuff that is cool in this game that they didn't flesh out. Like even the Sky Islands themselves. Like the Great Sky Island is cool, but then all those little islands in the distance, they're all very the same. And the same thing with the depths. The depths is very repetitive. And sadly, the game chugs during the raids. There's so many NPCs fighting, yeah. I know, they like give you so many like champions to fight with you as you beat the temples. And though, like, I turned a lot of those off because it makes the game chug. Like, the depths are great until you realize there's not much down there. It's like, yeah, it's all the same, which is disappointing because the overworld is so varied and has so much good geographic, differentiates between all the geographic locations. But then when you get to the depths, it's the same thing everywhere. And like, I couldn't tell you what one region was different from from the next. I mean, it's cool, obviously, but the novelty goes away very quickly. And the only cool different areas are the fire temple and that's it. You have the spirit temple, which but still looks like the rest of the depths. Did you feel about the temples compared to the divine? I like the temples in this way better than the divine beasts. The divine beasts were way too samey. And this kind of solved at least the visual differentiation between the temples, but also I felt they were just more memorable overall. The bosses were more memorable. But I still miss classic Zelda dungeons. I do like the Purr Pad looks more like a Nintendo Switch than the Sheikah Slate, which looks more like a Wii U, whatever that was called, gamepad. Now Link can save Zelda on his new Switch. The Temple of Time is visible from here. Oh wait, there's Zelda right there. I see her. Spoilers. Oh. Eeh. Ah, damn it. The opening of this game really makes you miss the paraglider. That's very true. It makes you miss everything. Like, even this section, I'm like, I want to fuse things to my stick here, but I can't. Ah. Like, I got some construct horns, and I could fuse those if I wanted to. But it's kind of beautiful in a way. It's pure. And this whole opening kind of makes, again, it makes me wish that the other Sky Islands were just as rich and interesting as this Great Sky Island. It's kind of it's one of the tragedies of this game is that it's a little bit of a master of none. It just adds a ton of stuff. And you wish that it would focus on one thing, at least for a little bit. And don't get me wrong, the mechanics are, like, the fact that all of the building mechanics work so seamlessly is an amazing feat. But, you know.
That door will open only to those with sufficient.
Are you gonna stream the Elden Ring DLC? I
I'm
might.
sorry. I did not intend to startle you.
Oh, here's my rapist.
It was I that spoke to you. earlier.
Raru.
That
Took
arm
off my
originally
clothes.
belonged to me. I am Raru.
Source of the right arm. I love that title.
Forgive me for appearing to you in this manner.
It feels like ADD, the game at times, yes.
No longer have a physical form. In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so. You might be able to restore it, but you would need to enter a place filled with sacred light. Ah, of course. Why not visit the shrines on this island? The shrines. Yes, I'm sure they are the key.
I really do love the battle system in this game. It's my favorite. Brittle weapons and all. Where you're just like, oh, my weapon's about to break, so I'm just gonna throw it into their fucking face. I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. The fuse system fixed the combat for me. The weapon breaking never felt right in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, the Breath of the Wild, it felt a little too precious. Like, you wanted to save your weapons. And this one, I do feel like as you fight things, you get more equipment, more resources to fuse to your weapons, so it doesn't feel as dire. So you have fun actually getting into battles instead of avoiding them. So yeah, I do think it fixed that problem with Breath of the Wild. It's a good feedback loop. You fight enemies, you get stuff, and then you want to fight more enemies. I played Breath of the Wild like somewhat recently, and you only have that like magnesis ability or whatever, and it's like so rudimentary compared to the Ultra Hand, which I kind of like. I like that it's a little more streamlined, but it's like you go back and it takes some getting used to like how limited it is. It's one of those games where I go, yep, I never finished it, never playing it again. Yep, I finished it, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of games like that. Where it's like, okay, I did all the chores of this game. Do I really want to do the chores again? It'd be like for Paper Mario, I just finished on Thursday, and I'll probably play it in another 10 years. Well, that was kind of my problem with even just Tears of the Kingdom, is I didn't have the need to play Tears of the Kingdom because I felt that it was so similar to Breath of the Wild. It wasn't really until recently I had the drive to finish it, because it's been enough time. Sure, like, maybe 7 years is a long period of time for a young person, but for me, it's like, that just happened. Breath of the Wild just happened for me. And I, like, just this year, it just reached the point where I could finish it, where I felt like it was novel again. Yeah, no, I keep thinking I have the paraglider. That'd be a dangerous mistake. This game is the definition of podcast in the background. I've definitely done that, where you're exploring the depths and you're, yeah, listening to some lame interview. All those years in engineering school are paying off in this game. That's true. I've never thanked my physics teacher enough for all the physics I learned that I can apply to this game. Ironically, I have this stream on while I'm playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. How was that? I love the original Resident Evil 4. I'm sure the remake is fun too. It's delightful. I'm still not convinced that it needed remaking, but it's very good. Oh. Yeah, it's a very interesting case because it felt very modern at the time. I mean, of course, some of those Resident Evils, like Resident Evil 2, it's like they obviously have aged. Yeah. See, RE4 and RE2 remakes are great, and 3 is trash. Yeah, the only, like, remake that I played of the Resident Evils was the first one, but that was on the GameCube, which at this point is pretty dated. I played all the original on the PlayStation. And the Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. They're working on a Code Veronica remake now. Oh, interesting. I think Code Veronica is a sleeper. Maybe because I had a Dreamcast and I desperately want to validate my purchase in 1999. Thick. Thick stick. Thick. Okay, let's have to make like a boat. The remakes are a godsend for people like me who hate fixed camera angles. Yeah. It was definitely a time and a place, man. It was a time and a place. I'm not saying it was a good time or it was a good place, but it's all we had, baby. I do like all the like throwback indie games that kind of do, like, what was that, Alyssa kind of does the Resident Evil thing with pre-rendered backgrounds and like janky 3D models. It's like, obviously in today's day and age you don't need to put up with that. But I don't know. Did you ever play the Dead Space games? I have not. Well, correction, I played Dead Space Extraction for the Wii because I love on-rails light gun shooters. So I played that. Is that is that I don't know. I thought it was fun. Oh, here's Fuse. Fuse is good. I remember my friend had Dead Space, and so I watched him play it. The original. They're remaking Until Dawn for some reason. It's a PS4 game. It doesn't need it. Yeah, it's like when people are like, oh, we want a Bloodborne remake. It's like, why? It already looks good. It's a modern game. It's like, we just want it. Alright. This console generation has been lackluster so far. I think that's kind of like, when you think about the Switch and how it's successful, it's like it's like a couple console generations behind graphically. And I think it's just because you don't really need much. And that's why I think the Switch 2, if it's just the Switch that's more powerful, if it's just a PS4 powered Switch that's portable, it'll do well. Because all you need is just some good games. Bloodborne PC port. Yes, remake no. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I think if they do have a Switch 2, they should launch with Bloodborne. That's what I think. So I don't even think PC port, I think Switch port. Switch 2 port. That's what I'm just jumping to that. I guess they were hitting the point of diminishing returns with gaming. Yeah, I mean, you can do almost anything you need to do. Obviously, the Switch is showing its age. But the Switch 2, that's PS4 graphics, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. This is too old. What I'm playing right now is too old. It is struggling to play even this. I'm praying for a Mario Kart 9 launch with the Switch 2. It's been so long. Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was, you know, just the re-release of a 10-year-old game or whatever. The PC Master Race would be furious if Nintendo gets it before. I hope it does, just for that reason. And I'm rooting for a PC port, but fuck. I just think it would be funnier. It'd be funnier if it didn't. Ah. I have bad timing. This is why I'm bad at Punch-Out. Honestly, Switch 2 might launch with an Elden Ring port. They should. Elden Ring is so good. I guess all the ports wouldn't be as novel now that the Steam Deck... It's true, but still, it would be. Because you have something that functions that well on a Nintendo system, it'll still feel special. Yeah, if the Switch 2 announced and it had Elden Ring as a port, it would feel special. It would. No, I didn't want to talk to you again. Hopefully they'll fix the Joy-Cons on Switch 2. Yeah, they have to do like Hall sensor joysticks or something. The Joy-Cons barely got any use from me after I got a Pro Controller. Yeah. Pro Controller rules. Besides the D-pad. The D-pad's garbage. But for most games, even like this. Today I'm using my green 8-bit DO controller. It's working great. I love it. I got the Hori Joy-Cons on my Switch. They're great. Yeah, I love Hori stuff. Oh, you know what I have? This is a blast from the past. Hold on. This is a GameCube Hori controller. This is from Japan, and you use it for the Game Boy player. It's my favorite. I use it for all sorts of a Game Boy player related gameplay, which is yeah, Game Boy. This is like the American Psycho scene of them comparing business cards. What else do I have here? I don't know. I have a GameCube or a Nintendo 64 controller. I don't know. Oh, these freaking frogs. They're weird. Have you tried the 64 Brawler controller? No. This guy's still alive? What are you doing? Oh, actually, you know, I did because Frankie has it, and I did play with it very briefly. I liked it. I felt it was like it does feel cheap feeling, but it plays very well. Like you hold it in your hands and you're like, ooh, this feels like lighter than I think it should. But it played great. Archaic tunic. Finally, I have a shirt. Godzilla -1 was added to Netflix today. I need to check it out soon. Yeah, I love it. Check it out. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it was definitely mine. Not in Canada, I'm so pissed. Oh, that sucks. Here's like a little ghost Raru just chilling. Yeah, you got a VPN like all those podcasters being like, don't you know? You can just, there's plenty of catalogs in other countries. Just subscribe to ExpressVPN. You just change your region and then boom, You got the catalogs of other countries. That's a trade-off for universal healthcare. You don't get Godzilla -1. I think we know who is out on top on that one. Get that, Carl. Job's like. Did he eat the money? Anybody seen Furiosa yet? Great movie. I would like to, but you know, like Bimmy, I got no time. Let's see, can I cook anything? What happens if I just, like, cook this? An energizing thingamabob. What if I cook this? What a sad life Bimmy leads, living without the fourth dimension of time. No time. I mean, as soon as it's on some sort of streaming service, I'll watch it. I'm saving my moving outing. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all doing. That's what we're all doing, Ratbeard Fishhook 86. We're saving all of our collective time for Deadpool and Wolverine. And that's why it's going to do the best. Big Canadian movie, Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine. Yep. I remember Ryan Reynolds, like, the first thing I saw him in was Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. And I've been kind of having a man crush on him ever since. I also had, like, what was that, Captain Mal or whatever his name is from Firefly was in Two Guys, a Girl, and the Pizza Place. He was the boyfriend of the girl. I'm interested to see where his crew will go once the Deadpool well dries up in 20 years. I don't know. He still has some career. It was just an if, and that did. I mean, it didn't do like super great, but it did something. He's gonna get jobs. He's gonna get jobs forever. He's a gin and soccer guy now. I mean, it's true. He's gonna be set for life. He's gonna have bit rolls here and there, and it's gonna be like a aged rom-com guy still. Somehow. I don't think we should ever be concerned about Ryan Reynolds. I mean, if he like started like saying like putting on a MAGA cap and saying he was gonna vote for Trump, then I'd be worried. But other than that, I think he's gonna be fine. I would like to see him do more dramatic roles, but he might be too far in comedy to change now. I think he... Have I seen him in any dramatic roles that I was like, oh, I'm glad he was in it? I don't know, it's been a while. Who could forget his performance in Blade 3? Who could forget? I did. It's been a long time since I've seen Blade 3. I remember like the first couple Blade movies are pretty good. I think even the third one was like passable, right? As far as like movies of that era. Van Wilder was a dramatic masterpiece. Yeah, the helping Koroks thing, that gets old pretty quick. Come back. Like toward the end, when you get enough upgrades where you can get along, I just stopped doing the Koroks thing altogether. Actually, maybe I should have turned this hook around. The amount of polish in this game is pretty amazing. Yeah, it's true. So many systems, and they all generally work well. Yeah, there a GDC talk where they like talked about how hard it was to build this system and like how just you get the physics even a little bit wrong, shit goes wrong, like it just breaks the game completely. So the fact that it works so seamlessly without you really thinking about it is pretty amazing. It's impressive because it's running on outdated cell phone hardware. Yeah, it's just an Android tablet basically, right? An Android tablet from what, 2016, 2017. I remember playing Breath of the Wild on my Razorback. Razor Flip. The world lost something when we couldn't angrily snap the phone shut. God damn it, Becky! Slap! It was always Becky, right? What a bitch. There, let's go. I think we can go through that tunnel. Ascend makes a lot of this game very tolerable. I was thinking about how Breath of the Wild, like how much you would have to climb, and this game kind of solves that. I think it solves that in a few ways, like just the design of most things, and also Ascend helps that. And like when you get rockets, you can just like fuse them to your shield. That helps you get to places higher up, and yeah. Mobility is way better in this game. Gotta love bomb flowers of the goat. I mean, this is a beautiful game. Like, just the colors and the... as the sun's setting. It's nice. It's a nice game. They do a lot with what they got. It's a little cell phone. cell phone game.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then now we got the ascend ability. This is the good one. This is the good ability. All those other abilities were fake and gay. This one's the best one. No? Nothing in there? That was when I saw the first trailers for Breath of the Wild and I saw they include the ascend ability in one of those trailers, like, what is going on with that? It looks so cool. And it is cool. Let's be real. take those. When I see a game like this too, it kind of makes other games, like, say, Pokemon Violet, inexcusable. Like, whatever they were doing with that game, I don't know. And Game Freak says they just don't know. They don't know how to optimize their games. Like Monolith helped with it, like Breath of the Wild in this game. I think Monolith knows what they're doing. Those Xenoblade games. The windmill frames per second in Pokemon was disgusting. Yeah, or like when you see somebody walking in the distance and they're just like, yeah, their frame rate is so low, and you're like, what is going on? I can't believe that's a shipped game, and they haven't fixed it at all. Like, the gameplay is still, like, I think as good as ever, but graphically, it's just hideous. The textures and, ugh. Like, some of the textures look worse than an N64 game. I'm gonna shake my hand with the ghost lady. Pokemon looks like a bad DS port does. And what's funny is that, like, I think Pokemon Let's Go, which is obviously a way scaled down game, I think that looks good. Like, the style looks good, the scope is good. They didn't need to be you don't need to be complicated with Pokemon. And they flew too close to the sun with Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Again, this whole, like, beginning island sequence is so expertly done. It does disappoint me with all the rest of the Sky Islands. That one took me a second to figure out when I first played it, but once you know it, you know it. Did you like Skyward Sword? I liked it at the time. I kind of was into the motion controls. Like the Wii Motion Plus and how it worked. I don't know. Like in retrospect, I don't think it's as good. But I do think it has some very clever dungeon designs. Like there's that dungeon where like things are in the future and the past at the same time. That's pretty cool. And there was other dungeons. I think is that the one with like there's like a dungeon with like that's like watery but like has like lotus flowers. I thought that was a cool design. It's been a while since I played it. I'll probably play it for my streams, my Zelda streams, eventually. In a few years or whatever. It's not a great game. There's a lot of repetition that I didn't really like, especially with like the imprisoned or whatever. And I didn't really like how it was kind of segmented. You like flew into different pockets of the world below. Didn't really care for that. But I think there is a lot to like about it. Like I said, I think the motion controls kind of worked for me. They don't work for everybody, but at the time I really liked them. But it probably ranks low. If I were to rank all the Zeldas, it probably ranks pretty low.
Ah, good. I see you have managed to open the door. You haven't fully recovered yet, but that is to be expected. You're almost beyond saving. By visiting the shrines and receiving their blessings, you have mitigated some of the corruption's effects. Though our time together has been brief, I am so happy that we finally met. You're exactly as Zelda said. I've done everything I can for her. Now it is up to you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm gonna put my dress back on. Skyward is definitely the bottom of the Zelda stack for me, but Twilight, on the other hand. You like Twilight? I like Twilight. I think it's pretty good. I remember people, like, I had a friend who was, like, really a huge Zelda fan, and he was disappointed by Twilight Princess, and I was like, really? Like, when it first came out, I was like, I don't see it, dude. I think the game rocks. Oh, now Zelda has the sword. How'd that happen? What a mystery. I just overheard I like Twilight. Yeah, Twilight's pretty cool. It's a good time of day. I was thinking of the movie. I imagine it depended if you got on the Wii or the GameCube. I got it on the Wii. And I don't know.
Link,
Does it really matter?
Link,
I thought it was pretty good on
you
the
must
the
find
Wii.
me.
I haven't played the HD remake on the Wii U. I have it. I own it. But I just never played it. I bought it and then I was like, I'm busy. So I'll play the HD remake on the Wii U for my stream someday. And the Twilight movies are great. I won't. I'm not a motion control fan. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am a motion control fan in some ways. I do like the pointer controls for the bow and arrow. Link's crossbow training was fire though. I haven't played that because I didn't get that attachment, so I've never played it. Maybe if I find it someday, I'll stream it. I've seen it at used game stores for like pretty cheap. So that's something I should definitely pick up, especially for streams. Just emulate it on Dolphin. What I like to do is, well, I have a soft modded Wii. It's actually right behind me. It's right here. There it is. It's my Wii. So I like to get discs and I rip it to the system. And I feel that looks great. It's authentic. And then I actually have it right now. I have it fed into this is a retro Tink 4K right here. So I actually have that Wii right now fed into it because I'm doing a video on my top 10 Wii games. So I know I know you're thinking like, how can you do a top 10 Wii list if you've never played Link's Crossbow Training? What a fraud. I'll still do it. I'll still do it. Link, it's you. You're back. I'm not gonna read everybody. It's more of a tech demo than a game. A tech demo for the Wii pointer controls.
What? Oh.
You know what game I like for the Wii? Punch Out. Punch Out's pretty fun, huh?
Now where have you been?
What a good remake. Now that's a
Blinky,
perfect
you're
remake.
not a ghost, are you? Hey. That looks interesting. Phew. One step at a time. What exactly happened?
Purah's hot, right? Pretty hot for like 100-year-old lady.
So when you and Princess Zelda go beneath Hyrule Castle, you discover a mysterious mummy which suddenly reanimates. Then Zelda falls into a fissure and vanishes. That must have been when the castle rose and the ruins fell. Then, later, you wake up on a sky island, saved by the arm that was stuck to the mummy. You get the Purapad from an unusual creature, and learn that your new arm belonged to someone named Rauru.
Thank you for the recap of the thing I just did. I would have forgot.
You hear the princess's voice and find your way here. What? What? Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Alright, I think that's enough footage gathering for me for today for my review. So I think I'm going to call it a night. So it was really fun hanging out with you on the secret stream where I capture some footage for my review. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow.